Welcome to the Philantrepreneur Show, hosted by Dr. Victoria Boyd, designed to offer tips, strategies, and insights to empower nonprofits and entrepreneurs with sustainable win-win solutions. The Philantrepreneur Show is sponsored by the Philantrepreneur Foundation, building capacity through education and professional services.
Well, welcome. This is Heidi Anderson, founder of Credit Cares and president of Electronic Commerce International, and my delightful co-host, Dr. Victoria Boyd, who's president of the Galaxy Group and editor of the Philantrepreneur Journal. We're thrilled, as always, to bring you the Philantrepreneur Show, which airs, as you heard in the opening, every first and third Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. So, Victoria, this has been a great week. I'm here in Las Vegas, which has been really nice. Got to have a lovely lunch yesterday and catch up and all about plethora of topics. Not enough hours in the day to cover them all, but it's always fun, lots of laugh and great deep conversation. And of course, we talked about the foundation to foster empowerment. And the work being done to build the systems, leadership, and operations to have a strong organization. As a nonprofit, community support, of course, is a vital component in having overall success. Not only financial, but also human capital. So we're sending out a call to action for individuals and companies to get involved and help us plant the seeds for success. If you have seen our logo, which is a giant tree, there's actually a giant oak tree with the branches are like a hand, a nice hand up with the roots digging deep into the ground, symbolizing the concept of planting tiny seeds that become strong, powerful trees. The foster youth we serve just need that fertile ground to get started. So visit our website often as we continue to plant our own seeds and watch us as the organization grows. Currently you can donate on the website, and very soon we will be launching several additional exciting ways to get involved. Another topic we discussed was nonprofit development. Most of our listeners understand, the philantrepreneur model, Sorry about that. And that we advocate the creation and building of relationships between businesses and nonprofits, whether an already existing organization or for the business to have a structured format for community impact, such as creating their own foundation. As the business explores their options, especially looking for a nonprofit partner, they look at the organization's viability or stability, and what does that look like? So adding a layer to the tips we have been offering during the last couple of shows on leadership, our topic today is nonprofit management. What are the systems needed and where to look for the support and training needed to effectively run an organization? So, Victoria, I know this is a topic near and dear to your heart. You have been teaching nonprofit management, for many years at UNLV. And so what are some of the key issues you see working with organizations?
I've seen so many different renditions. And yes, over the years, just teaching at the universities, I've had the opportunity to listen to, sort of observe, and basically assess some of those key challenges. And one student in a recent class put it very succinctly. The passion and purpose is the motivation, but there must be an engine to run it. And they equated it with this beautiful car, all shiny and bright, but you open the hood and there was no engine. And what they meant, and it's like a disparity, not toward the individual, but it's about knowing that these wonderful people see a need, and that it must be corrected. However, too often they're not equipped with the skill set to operate a business. And yes, I'm calling it a business because that is, exactly the skill set needed. And what are some of those skill sets? First, mainly understanding the 4 key elements of managing a nonprofit organization. You need ethical governance. You need financial oversight, legal compliance, and responsible fundraising. So please, I said understanding, not necessarily being the expert, which actually ties into the leadership tip provided in a previous show. I asked yourself, what is it that only I can do? And if you remember, I said it's not about being indispensable. Rather, it's about thoughtfully considering the highest and best uses of your time and attention, and assess the things that only you can do, and then fill the rest with great people that have the skill sets to build your team. But let's look back for a minute, where you can gain the understanding of managing a nonprofit. Even though I'm based in Las Vegas, I'm sure there are programs throughout the country that offer programs and training, and I even know there's some online resources out there. However, our guest today is Jodi Gilliland, and I hope I keep saying that again. I'll repeat myself over. Is Program Coordinator for Continuing Education in the UNLV Division of Educational Outreach. And I've actually worked for Educational Outreach at UNLV for almost 9 years, and so I'm pretty familiar with all of the offerings that they have. And and even though UNLV has a long tradition of offering nonprofit classes, the Continuing Education Department covers a wide range of topics. And, I'm really glad that Jodi is here today to talk about those things, because some of them really are business classes too, which could also help the nonprofit sector. So let's welcome Jodi to the show. Please, before we get into the topic specifics, I understand you have a particular interest and background in the nonprofit sector, and I also now understand in the business sector. So please, give us some more about your background and how you happen to end up here in Las Vegas. Welcome, Jodi.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on the show this morning. You are right. I do have an interest and background in the nonprofit sector. It is one of the passions that I have. I'd like to say in my career I have 3 passions, one being nonprofit, the second being education, and the third being small business. So I am a Colorado native, and I worked and lived in Colorado for most of my life up until the last year and a half or so. I worked for United Way of Pueblo County for several years, where I was their resource development coordinator. I also worked for the county government as the grants monitor, overseeing about $12 million in federal and state grants. And I also had the opportunity to work for the Small Business Development Center, which is federally funded by the SBA. And I got the opportunity to work with many new small businesses, many new business owners, a lot that wanted to be or start nonprofit organizations. And so we wrote business plans and went over financials and created the viability to make that happen. I do have extensive experience in higher education, so thank you for having me
all
today.
Of those. Yes, and they all work together with what the Philantrepreneur model is. It's building the foundations for both businesses and nonprofits. And, our emphasis is how they really can work together. And I see, in just knowing you because as you said, you've been with them with UNLV about a year, I think it is, met you at the class site, and it's really exciting just to see how the whole program has evolved at the university. So, working in the nonprofit sector, what were some of the key challenges you observed?
I really view the nonprofit sector as the area that fills in the gaps. They create so many opportunities where there is a lack of opportunity. One of the main things that I really noticed in nonprofits and working for a nonprofit is the lack of funding, which creates staffing to be small. So professionals wear numerous hats to ensure that the organization can function, making it very challenging because you may be the website designer, you might be the marketing person, you may be the fundraiser, and so wearing so many hats to make it work can be a challenge sometimes for nonprofits.
Absolutely.
So, well, Jodi. So Jodi, what have you noticed to be the changing trends in the sector?
I think it really depends on the particular nonprofit, whether they're a small organization or a large organization, but I really have started to see where nonprofits are moving to ensure that their staff is educated. We are seeing so many nonprofit professionals come through our classes. We have a nonprofit management certificate and also a Grant Academy certificate that teaches people how to write grants, and looking to be creative so that they can continue the stability of their organization, looking for different funding cycles, looking for different ways to create funding for their organizations.
Absolutely. Because I'm heavily involved in the nonprofit sector and actually teach some of those classes, the numbers, the Friday morning intro class, they get 40 and 50 people registered just for those classes to get some information, and they really come hungry for information. Now, being a teacher is my background. I have always loved education, and you mentioned you love education, and I call myself a serial learner. But some people or some organizations, as you said, they're starting to send people to the classes. What other solutions do you suggest for these organizations?
Well, not only with just staff, but another large component that we are really seeing is that nonprofits are sending their board members to our classes so that the board members understand what the responsibilities of the agency is and how they can be better board members to the organization. I know that nonprofits run very tight with their budgets, and sometimes it is difficult to pay for education for staff members. But if that is a problem as far as budget constraints, I would suggest seeing if the individual, the staff member themselves, wants to pay for the course, but allow them the time to go on staff hours. And I think with nonprofits, there are some ways that we can, as nonprofits, help our employees to then better help our organization.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said on staff time, because I know we switched our schedule where it used to be a night class from 6 to 10 so that it's now a daytime class from 9 to 1, which I've seen a really, an increase in attendance because it becomes a framework. It becomes the mindset that this training is essential to the operation of the organization. And, many of the large corporations on a regular basis send their employees to training, and they let them pick and decide, what type of enrichment will they get every year. So by us at UNLV even saying, yes, this should be a part of your template of how you're running your organization, that it's a part of the workday. I love that we switched to that 9 to 1 framework, and really UNLV is sort of setting the stage, saying that this should be incorporated into what you do as an organization to succeed, to ensure your sustainability and to move forward. A lot of different changes have been coming down the pipe. I love to see all of that. Okay, what we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break, and then we will be right back.
Hey, are you a small business owner like me who wants to make a charitable contribution and needs easy access to charitable giving sources that you can automate for your business for free? Then I invite you to visit www.credit-cares.com. They have charitable giving options using their innovative merchant platform that helps nonprofits raise money and helps merchants make contributions at no additional cost to them using the products and services of Electronic Commerce International. Our giving options are easy to set up for small business. So if you have a business entity, we can donate in your business name. Go to www.credit-cares.com and see how you can make a difference every day by doing what you already do. Go to www.credit-cares.com and fill out the form, or call 855-782-2737 for more information on how your business can be a difference maker in your community.
Okay, we're back here at the Philantrepreneur Show, and it's our Philantrepreneur Show tip time. Each session we try to give some type of tip that's useful to not only businesses and nonprofits. The foundation of our show is to offer tips, strategies, and insights. On the last show, we continued our tips on leadership. Remember, the January issue of the Journal will focus on leadership and building a culture of leadership. So, tip number 5 is, what's the one thing everyone needs to do to be a better leader? And what we suggest is ask for feedback from your team, your peers, your clients, anyone that's really a stakeholder in your organization. Then look for the 1 or 2 most important things that would make the biggest difference in your overall effectiveness. Identify 1 or 2 action steps that are in the sweet spot between easy to do and likely to make a difference. From that point on, follow the advice on the back of the shampoo bottle. Rinse and repeat. Simple steps, one at a time. I know. Rinse and repeat. Okay, we're going to take one more commercial break, and then we will be right back.
The Philantrepreneur is dedicated to your success. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com to find and explore a wide range of services and resources. Register and receive benefits such as training, early bird discounts, and the Philantrepreneur Journal, a nationally distributed bi-monthly digital publication serving everything Philantrepreneur, filled with tips, strategies, and resources to support your goals. Need more marketing exposure and have community impact? The Philantrepreneur is proud to offer Ads for a Cause, where 10% of your marketing purchase goes directly to charity. Contact us today to place your ad. Increase your reach in a professional digital publication or radio spot. It's a great marketing tool to send, post, or share in a variety of formats. Deadlines are on a rolling basis, so don't miss being included in the next publication. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com and click the Journal Marketing Ads tab today. Mention this show and get a 10% discount. www.thephilantrepreneur.com.
Well, welcome back as we continue our conversation with our guest today, Jodi Gilliland from the University of Nevada in beautiful Las Vegas. So, Jodi, tell us a little more about the Continuing Education Division at UNLV.
Absolutely. Well, we have 3 areas under our continuing education branch. We have a personal enrichment section where individuals can take classes just for their own personal knowledge. Learn how to do healthy cooking. Maybe you want to learn more about iPhones or the new Android platform. We have a travel component. So if you're interested in traveling and want to travel with a group, we do several different travel programs. And then we have our professional development programs, and that is what I oversee mainly. So we have about 30 different certificate programs where individuals can seek a certificate. It is all skills-based training. So instead of pursuing a full degree, whether it be an associate's degree or bachelor's degree, these certificate programs target the skills that somebody would need in a particular area. So we have, as I mentioned, we have a nonprofit management certificate. We have a Grant Academy certificate. We have certificates if you want to learn how to do print design or internet design, human resource management. So a lot of different areas that cover business in general. If you want to do public relations and you don't want to spend 4 years getting a degree in that, you can come through our certificate and get the skills that you need to be successful. So that is what we do in a nutshell as far as programming, and we want to just make sure that we have an easy mechanism for individuals to come back and get the training that they need so they can have more support within their position.
Yes, I mean, because a lot of the individuals that, particularly in my class, they're already in the industry, and they're really trying to fine-tune some of their skill sets, which is great. I just love lifelong learners and continuing improvement and things like that. So what are some of the overall goals when scheduling courses to be included in your program offerings?
Well, the main goal is we want to make sure that we are offering what the industry needs, what is new in the industry, what is trending, what is the industry looking for. And so our Grant Academy is brand new this fall, and we have 25 individuals that are participating in that class right now. We heard a need from the market that people did not have proper grant writing skills, and so we built a curriculum and are now teaching that certificate. In our nonprofit management, for the spring, we're going to be offering some new courses on capital campaigns. A lot of nonprofits need new buildings. They need new capital. And how do you do that? What is the most effective way to go out and ask for that money? Do you write a grant? Do you start an asking campaign? What is the most effective way to do that? And so when building classes, we really look at the need. We look at the industry as far as, can they come during the day, or does it need to be a night class? How much will somebody pay for a class? And so there are a lot of components that go in when scheduling classes, but overall we want to create a class that the industry needs to help build the skills and the education of professionals.
Absolutely, because you excited me. I'll let you in a minute. That you're going to let me offer the sponsorship course in the spring, because I was getting so many requests on how do you approach businesses for the whole marketing and corporate sponsorship thing. So I'm really excited to be presenting that course in the spring too. It's a real need that's there.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Heidi.
Oh, thank you. It does sound like you have some amazing offerings, and I know, like, I'm going, okay, I'm a busy professional. I'm already running a business. I'm starting a nonprofit. I'm going through this. I'm like, this sounds kind of overwhelming. Will I have time to do this? I mean, how much time? I mean, what could somebody like me expect if I was to take a course? I mean, how much time is involved to get a certificate and say, grant writing?
Well, for the grant writing certificate, it currently takes about a semester to complete the entire course. It has 5 different courses that meet one time a week. So they meet on Tuesdays from 9 to 12. So it's only half of your day, one time a week, that you'd need to take away to educate yourself. And the class runs from September to December. So I think it's about a 15-week course. Every certificate is different as far as the time component, as far as completion. All of our certificates are self-paced, so you don't have to take everything all at one time. You can take it as you go, and so sometimes it takes people 2 years to complete a certificate. Sometimes they complete it in just taking 3 or 4 classes. So it really depends on the individual. We create that flexibility so that there is not one set standard, so we can meet everyone's schedule. With our nonprofit classes, they're one-day classes, usually from 9 to 1 on a Friday, and you can get all the information that you need about that particular topic. So effective volunteer management, that's a class that we're going to be offering in November. You can learn all about how to effectively manage your volunteers in a 4-hour class. So it's not a lot of time that you have to spend to get a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills to help better your organization.
Well, how much does it cost for like a 4-hour class? Are they all different prices, or are they all like X amount per hour? Or?
They are all different prices. Our one-day classes and our nonprofit management certificate are about $79. Our 4 core classes for that certificate, we have responsible fundraising, strong financial oversight, legal compliance. Those meet 4 times, one time a week, and so those classes are about $279. Our Grant Academy, you can do all 5 classes for a bundle rate of $7.99. So they are low priced so that the individual or the nonprofit or the organization can afford those classes.
Right, and if you compare them with the industry, what's out there, they are actually quite well priced. And I was going to add, about the 4 core classes, which with the certificate program, you take 4 core classes that are 4 weeks each, 4 hours, so it's 16 hours, and then you have to supplement other electives to create the whole package to get the certificate. So you get a real well-rounded overview and understanding, again, of the nonprofit sector. I think just the curriculum and as it has evolved really looks at providing key information that's needed by nonprofits.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we always look at some takeaways and some things that our listeners can gain from our conversation today. And we've really delved deep into some of the issues or the topics that people need to learn about. But what would you say would be a takeaway that you want our listeners to know about?
I would say that as professionals, whether we want to remain in our profession or even change professions, we always have to be lifelong learners and continue our education so that we can stay abreast within our profession and continue to always learn. There are many pathways to keep someone educated, and we have to aspire to continue to learn, to open new doors and opportunities every single day. I think learning keeps us engaged and it keeps us excited. And any way that you can learn something new, I think, is something that you should put on your to-do list to do every single day, or on your bucket list one time a semester to take a class and learn something new.
Absolutely. Yeah,
because especially as people age, it's really they've proven that just to keep learning something new can keep your brain powerful and strong and ward off things like dementia and Alzheimer's just by taking classes and constantly learning. So if somebody wants to explore all these courses offered, where can they find that information and ask questions and?
Well, they can visit our website. Our website has our catalog with all of the various offerings. Our website is continuingeducation.unlv.edu. And so you can go to that website. You can look through the catalog of all of the personal enrichment classes, our professional development classes, our travel programs, or you can call our information line, which is the phone number there is 702-895-3394, and we would be happy to send out any information that anybody would want. One other piece of information, we do have 2 free intro classes that talk about the nonprofit sector that we offer every single month. We have an introduction to the nonprofit sector and also a nonprofit board's roles and responsibilities course. And we offer those every single month for free at no charge for individuals to come learn about the nonprofit sector. So those also can be accessed through our website. Our next course is December 5th. So I encourage everyone to register for that course to learn more about the certificate programs in the nonprofit sector.
Okay, because the October one is filled. I'm giving you a plug. Yeah, there's one this Friday, but it is filled to capacity, and that's how popular it is. And that December course, and here's another plug. I'm teaching that one, so always got to get in. Yeah, so looking forward to seeing all the people that are inquisitive and just want to learn more about the nonprofit sector. Jodi, it was great having you on the show. I thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. Are you a philantrepreneur? Absolutely. Have you merged a business with your purpose? Then we would like you to share your story as a guest on the show. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com, send us a note, or submit the guest inquiry form. We're taking guests all the time and filling up our show schedule.
Well, it's been another great show and wonderful, terrific information from Jodi Gilliland. And don't miss our next show, Wednesday, October 15th, with our guest, Barbara Winter. And I just love the way she describes herself, the Gypsy Teacher. She's an author and founder of Joyfully Jobless. Wow, that sounds amazing. So
yes,
this is Heidi Anderson and Victoria Boyd saying thank you for joining.
Thank you for tuning in to the Philantrepreneur Radio Show, hosted by Dr. Victoria Boyd. Get involved. Follow us on Facebook and other social media outlets. If you wish to share comments or suggestions or appear as a guest on our show, visit www.thephilantrepreneur.com. Contact Victoria Boyd. Email her at theboyd@thephilantrepreneur.com. The Philantrepreneur Radio Show is a production of and sponsored by the Philantrepreneur Foundation, a 501c3 tax-deductible organization.